This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.
Dolphins are a 7-point underdog to Seattle on Sunday. The over and under is 53. The Seattle Seahawks are minus 290 on the money line, and the Dolphins are plus 245, which I got to say, plus 245 is not a bad thing to lay on the Dolphins. Listen, I'm not going to tell you it's, I have the same kind of confidence that I had against the Jags. You know what I'm saying? But I will say this. I'm not one of those that feels that, they've got no shot against Seattle. I'm sorry, I've kind of explained it. But the money it was 6.5 yesterday. Now it's up to 7. The over and under was 54.5 when it opened up. It's now at 53. So they're expecting a little bit more defense because the money is coming in on the lower part of the over and under. And people are laying wood on Seattle because it went from 6.5 to 7 points now in this one. So if you bet Seattle now, you've got to win by 8 points in order to win the bet. And I'm telling you, I just feel like I think this Dolphins team is going to prove a lot of people wrong. I think they're going to prove to people that they're actually better than what people think. And see, here's where I think people are losing on the Dolphins and where they, I think, don't really pick up on what's going on. They went 5-4 to end the season last year. But remember, the second half of the year is when teams are playing their best. That's when playoff positions are being, bandied about. This is when teams have now, they're in the second half of their season. They have gotten everything out of the way from the first couple of weeks where they're trying to figure things out, what kind of team they have. Because from year to year, teams change, their characteristics change, their strengths and weaknesses change. And the coaching staffs and the players have to then adjust to all of that stuff. Second half of the season usually is the stronger part of your year, right? And so Miami, in the stronger part of the year, ended up going 5-4. The problem was they start 0-2. And so the lazy fan, and I'm not talking about Dolphin fans, I'm just talking about football fans in general outside of the Dolphin area. They look at the Dolphins and they say, same old Dolphins. Right? And so they think, they're going to go 0-5 and 0-8 and 0-9 like they did last year, that they went 0-7, didn't win till their 8th game. And that's why on this show we kept telling you, this is not the same Dolphins. Look at the first 2 games. They were competitive. Okay? They're right there on the brink of winning. I think they'll win against the Jags. And sure enough, they won against the Jags. And I think that people, in a lazy way, they just look at the losses and they just chalk it up. But they didn't look at the games to see how competitive Miami was in those games. And then they handled the Jags. And I know the Jags aren't great, but the Dolphins aren't supposed to be great either. So the fact that they handle anybody is actually, I think, a really impressive feat for them. And so I know Seattle's really good, dude. I know Russell Wilson is a freaking beast. I get all of that, okay? But their defense is not that good. And their secondary is terrible. So I expect the Dolphins to make this a game, make it close enough. Byron Jones didn't practice again, so this whole thing, doesn't look good on the Byron side. But I thought that Noah played better last week. And if he's going up against DK Metcalf, you're not going up against an extremely experienced receiver like Stephon Diggs. You're going up against a physical presence, okay? Because that's what DK is. He is a physical presence, and Tyler Lockett is a speed demon. You know what I mean? But Noah's athletic. Noah's tough. Noah's a big corner, too, on top of all of that. I just think that Miami is going to start surprising people, and I think that as the next couple of weeks go on, I think Miami will win a few of these games, and I think people will start to change their minds and say, I thought this was kind of the same team from last year. It's just going to take them a while to see what we see, okay? Because a lot of you out there see the same thing I see in the first two games, and you were thinking Jacksonville, that, okay, Miami can beat Jacksonville if they almost beat. I mean, you and I know that if they don't make a couple mistakes, they beat Buffalo. They do. And I think last time I checked, wasn't Buffalo 3-0? Haven't they started off really well? So if they're doing well, I mean, Miami could have easily beat them. They cut the game against New England to 3 points in the early part of the fourth quarter. I mean, I don't think people really are giving the Dolphins. And you know what? Maybe I'm giving them respect because I'm watching the growth from day one of last year to now, and I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt that they will continue on this trajectory. Whereas people are watching what Miami has done for 20 years, so they kind of dismiss anything that's going on there, and it's going to take layers of proof in order to turn the tide nationally. I think that's kind of what it's all about. And maybe that's why we're kind of going through this funk right now, with the Dolphins. But Seattle favored by 7, over and under is 53. I got to tell you, I really like the Dolphins to make it a game against Seattle on Sunday. Well, on Monday, you'll be able to, Bill can have fun and play the blind-ass fan alert if Miami loses by 35 to the Seahawks, and I'm crazy. But if they do win or lose a really close game, then, I was right. They are ready to be a competitor. And here's the other thing. Let me add something else here, because we have that negative attitude that's out there about the Dolphins. You really should have beat Buffalo. You cut that New England lead to 3 early in that fourth quarter. You dominated Jacksonville on the road in a short week, when everybody picked Jacksonville because of what they had done with Tennessee and the Colts, right? If you go out and beat Seattle or you lose a close game to Seattle, okay, I think that now you start to look at, one, the Dolphin Nation will be really happy because now you're playing a quality team. And let's just say, even if you lose a close one to Seattle, you are losing close games to 3 playoff teams. And the Jags that you dominated and you beat them up, that means that already in season 2, in game 4, you have taken that step that you're already about middling, which I thought they were an 8-win team, which is middling. And that bodes really, really well now. Even if you lose if you get blown out by 20, then, then all bets are off and, they're still a transition team and all that kind of stuff. But if they win or lose a really close game to Seattle, I think that kind of tells you what kind of team they are already with the first quarter of the season being played. And the fact that they're not getting blown out by good teams, that bodes well for this team and their future success. And if they win, forget about it. Then it tells you that you can sit there. Think about this. If you beat Seattle and you're 2-2, what are we all going to say? Damn it, bro, they should be 3-1 right now because they should have won the Buffalo game. Then all of a sudden, the team starts to look even better in people's eyes, and definitely in our eyes because we look at it a little closer. So I think there's that narrative that's out there. It's because people are so used to the track record. And I don't think they have given any benefit of the doubt that this franchise has changed and is taking a turn and is going in the right direction. But, hey, man, you got to prove it on the field. And on Sunday, they're going to have another opportunity to prove it on the field.